Oh, doesn't everyone love marriages? Doesn't everyone just love, the marriage cycle? I don't know what I'm saying. Listen, and you aren't ready for today's topic. In this year, 2025 or 6, depending when I post this, a woman decided to propose, right? I know. Get ready to faint. Let's just get into this mess. This is Estella. Bit of her background, not that it's much of her business, is that she and her partner have been together for 14 years. They have 4 kids together, and they're currently living with her partner's parents. And let's take a look at these videos and just see what all the deal is about.
It's the end of the day. I'm getting ready to go in the shower, and it's finally hitting me that I'm proposing tomorrow to my boyfriend. And I know what everybody's gonna think, and I already know what everybody's gonna say, but honestly, I don't even care. I love him so much, and I know he loves me, and this is just something that I feel I have to do. I really want to get married. We've been together for 14 years already.
Wow.
He hasn't proposed. I know he wants to spend the rest of his life with me. He says it all the
Take
time.
the lead.
And we're in love, even after this long. So why not? But I didn't actually think I would get nervous. I wasn't nervous. I've had this planned for about a month or so. Tomorrow is the anniversary of our very first kiss ever. And I plan on asking him to marry me tomorrow on the anniversary of our first kiss. Our actual anniversary is the beginning of December, and I was gonna wait until then, but I feel like that's too expected and I want him to be surprised. So tomorrow is the day. Nobody knows about this. The only one that knows about this in my family is my son. And tomorrow I am also going to be asking his dad for his blessing.
Wow.
I'm super nervous. So please wish me luck.
She seems genuinely nervous, but also incredibly happy. You can tell she seems genuinely in love and she really wants to do this. It's cute. And I know what people on the internet are going to say, just like she does, oh, who asks a man to marry them? Like, come on. We're not all aboard the Titanic, Be like, ooh, a woman asking a man? Come on, don't be crazy. 14 years is a long time. Listen, if you want to be together, that question, and you don't have to have this big wedding thing. Sometimes it's okay to think of marriage as something really practical. Okay, you don't want to get married. You don't want a big wedding. You don't want to do this kind of thing. But it's okay to think of it in the sense of like, okay, if I ever go into hospital and only my family are allowed in, we need to be married so you can be allowed in. If I die, I want you to be in charge of everything, to have my money, to have all this stuff. We need to be married legally, or have a will, or, do all this other stuff. There are things where it's kind of not important to be married, but you can just sign a certificate. It doesn't have to be a whole big deal, When we think of marriage, we think of huge weddings. It doesn't always have to be like that.
So a lot of people were asking if I got him a ring. What's the plan? And yes, this is the ring that I got him. Honestly, I hope it fits. He never has worn a ring in his life. So I had no idea what size to get him. I looked it up on the internet and they said the best thing to do was just to go by their shoe size. So got a size 10, praying to God it fits. And yeah, this is the ring that I got him. It's stainless steel, and then I even had it engraved.
Oh,
Fun
cute.
fact, our song is Always and Forever by Heatwave, so I got that engraved on his ring. This is the ring that I'm gonna propose with, and then right here, right under this tree in our very front yard was where we had our very first kiss. Today is the anniversary of our first kiss, and that's why I'm doing it today. So I think I'm just gonna post up right here, wait for him to get home from work, and pop the question.
Listen, I feel really, you can hear it in her voice. She's so happy. She's really excited. I hope no one fucked this up for her. Okay, nice. Very personal, a very personal proposal. Just them two and a camera. Very nice. Cute. I like it. I like it. Right there where they had their first kiss. Really cute. Something to watch some of these.
I would rather die than propose to a man. I want that out the gate. That being said, that girl who wants to propose to her boyfriend of 14 years, one, I kind of think it's rage bait. I don't think it's true. But if it's true, let's suspend reality for a second. If it's true, are we surprised that we've gotten to that point? I don't think we are. I think that, right, I always have to view these things from a feminist lens. I do. I'm sorry. I always take a second and I say, let's think pink. Let's think pink. Let's think of the girls. If you desperately want something and then you do a desperate act to get that thing, why should we shame the desperation? We get on the internet and we put up an ego and a front of, it could never be me, I would never. But the truth is, we're all just people and we are all learning lessons. Do I think you should propose to a man? Never! Sorry. Sorry. That came out of me. But do I understand the conditions of this world that has told us that if we don't have this romantic love, this ball of love up here, that we won't be worth anything and we'll never be happy? And would that result in somebody asking a man for marriage?
Wait, but what's the desperate act? Is proposing to him the desperate act? Is a woman proposing to a man the desperate act? I find that okay, so the way I see it, and people might see this differently, so please let's talk about it in the comments. The man having to propose to the woman is the thought that a woman proposing to a man is desperation is kind of like, to me, sexist, right? Because the man, why should the man have the control of, yes, I'm deciding now that our relationship is moving forward? No, she wanted to propose. If a woman wants to propose to a man, then fuck it. Like, what's the argument that a woman shouldn't be able to propose to a man? You're putting responsibilities on people within the relationship that are told to us as like, oh, that are meant to be social norms, I'm quoting here. So the man is meant to take the lead in proposing, the woman is meant to wait. I don't quite get that. I don't quite get the point.
You're telling me she dated that man for 14 years and now she's the one proposing? That's the opposite of what you should be doing. Not only did she date this man for 14 years and then say, well, he's not going to do it, so I am. She even made us help her pick out an outfit to wear while she proposed to the man she's been dating for 14 years. And yes, she got this man a ring. The way I thought this was all a joke. This is what she should be doing. Girl, look, this is what you do. When you date a man for over a decade and he hasn't proposed and you've had his kids, no girl, you don't propose, you run fast as hell. Well, here's the update, everybody. She did it. She proposed to this man. Why did she propose in a random front yard at night? Because this is the exact spot where they had their first kiss. Almost 20 years ago. He wouldn't even face the camera after she did it, knowing they were being recorded. Like I said, she should have been running. Anyone else agreeing here? I get it, because she's had his kids, they've been together forever. This was her, I think, first pregnancy by him. You're telling me she stuck with him for a whole nother child? But then I had to remind myself that some men have the best glow-ups as they get older. Definitely got more of something. She wasn't lying. She did it. She proposed to this man exactly where she told us she planned she was going to be proposing. And now this is what she has, potentially for the rest of her life, unless she decides otherwise.
I think you are a really awful person. What a really horrible person. So because this guy hadn't proposed to his girlfriend in a certain time frame that you see fit, you decided to comment on his weight. You decided to comment on the way he looked. You decided to say, like, why are they getting married in this random, engaged in this random front garden? Because it's not random, it's where they first kissed. She wanted it to be something. She's like, she made us choose an outfit. No, she's making content. She didn't make you do anything. Why are you taking mickey out of somebody's looks? You are not exactly Miss Universe 2025. Let's be real. The video is horrendous. Who is this lady? She's awful. It's just to we don't know anything about this guy, but just to randomly make him a villain because it's not a social norm that this girl is proposing to him is crazy to me. Listen, there are people who have been in relationships for longer who have only just get married. Like, I know of a couple in their 50s who have only just got married and they've had kids together, all this kind of stuff. Just because it doesn't fit your timeline or your social norms, it doesn't make this guy or this girl a disgusting person. This is so weird. This is really strange. Are we that far back in the 1940s, 1950s that everything has to fit a timeline that suits some random stranger? To bring up a picture of someone because you don't like the way they look and assume they are a bad person when we know nothing about this guy, and then to comment on his looks, which isn't even a part of any of these posts, is crazy. If you think you're doing something good here, something, funny, it's not. It's really not. That's actually really pathetic. If he was a terrible person and we had evidence and facts, then I'll join you. But all that happened was his girlfriend proposed to him and they weren't engaged for 14 years, okay? That's really, really embarrassing to comment on someone's looks because you've made something up in your mind about the situation they're in. Can we also remember, not saying this about these people, let's think about their situation. Here's what I'm thinking. They live with his parents still. Perhaps they have 3 children, was it? 4 children? Perhaps they're trying to save money. Marriage is a money guzzler. I've worked, as a makeup artist in the wedding industry. I know how much people charge for things. Weddings are really expensive. It's not just something you are like, okay, let's do it this year. Let's do it next year. Even a small wedding, 7 grand you're looking at. 10 grand you're looking at. These kind of things you plan for. You're like, hey, we can't afford it this year. We can't afford it this year. Yes, they could have got engaged ages ago, but when you get engaged, people are always like, oh, so when's the wedding? When's the wedding? When's the wedding? Perhaps they wanted to get married and engaged when they felt they could have. Or perhaps he thought maybe we get married and engaged when we can afford it. It's not something we can afford right now. We're living with my parents. We have these kids. I'm working. You're working. It's not something we can consider right now. Men's minds, sometimes they're just like one track and it's like, I'm not thinking about that. Now, on the other hand, if he is a complete dickhead, then I'm on the side of everyone else. But we don't know this. We're jumping to conclusions here. Who said he didn't want to get married? Who said that? Not everyone cares about marriage or is in a position to be able to consider it. And yes, it could be a case where the husband is a huge douche. It happens all the time. But the way thousands of people have come online to openly judge something she was so excited to do flat out, it's horrendous. It's awful. We have comments and I don't even want to read them. Oh my god. And there's a baby. Yeah, so they had a baby before they got married. Give a shit. Some people have babies now and they're not married and they never will get married. What's your fucking point? Asking his dad for his blessing? Yeah? To save your time, this is the prize. To her, yeah. Who cares? Who cares? Why is everyone angry about the way he looks? Are you also paying for his wedding dress or just yours? Nicole, come on. I mean, after 14 wasted years, who says they're wasted? They've raised children. May as well top the humiliation ritual with the ultimate humiliation cherry. What's this backwards thinking? Girls, almost Thanksgiving, don't piss me off. It really pisses me off that not only somebody in the comments who isn't a content creator found a picture of her partner and posted it and was like, oh, is this him? But that lady before also found a picture of him and commented on the way he looks because of the decisions being made in their life. It's crazy. This has really annoyed me more than anything else. If a woman wants to propose, give a shit. If she wants to propose 15 years later, 20 minutes later, when they're 50, 60 years old, give a shit. So annoying. Let me know your thoughts below. I'm going to be in the comments there as well because I need to know what people are thinking here. Thank you so much for joining me. Consider subscribing and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.